ladies, gentlemen, and my often forgotten but most certainly not by me, pry bars. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be finishing up the 2012 dually. Probably going to take me a couple days, probably be one video for you guys. Today I'm going to be working on installing our S&S CP3 pump. Going to be going through a little bit of how those conversion kits go and everything that we get with the conversion kit. So we'll get into it. And so for starters, this is a S&S Super Sport pump. They'll have their label on what size it is, generally right on the top of the pump here. The conversion kit will come with your adapter plate. You'll have your choice of this supply line or to run this longer one. Longer one is for if you want to retain the factory fuel filter housing. I will be having a fast lift pump, which I just installed, so I'm going to be opting to not run the fuel filter housing. Moving on to the return side, these pumps will come with these factory fittings, which we'll be doing away with. We'll be going to a little bit larger of a return, larger inlet, and that's pretty much it as far as the pump side of this kit goes. We'll have our new feed line from the injection pump to our passenger side rail, and then you have your plug for the CP4 line that does not get reused, and then you'll have your feed line, soft line, and then you'll have your 9th injector return line assembly blocker. If you're using a carb legal kit, you will not use that, since you will retain the 9th injector and all the def and DPF and stuff like that. So I'm going to swap out some of these fittings, get my gear installed. I do recommend red Loctite on for the gear nut. So I have just your standard red Loctite. So I'm going to get all this ready and get it ready to put into the truck. So onto the time lapses. quick little update. We have the pump in. I got my little hard line put in right here, the soft connection. This little guy goes in your injector return right here. So I'm going to set this down for 1 second. I always like to little WD-40 on O-ring stuff. Hopefully you guys can see this. This is the same as like the injector return. So it goes right in there. You'll hear the click. There it is. And then this top piece will then slide down and clip in. And that's all that guy gets. The plug for the rail right here. So I'm going to put my hard line on, get my return soft line ran, and the CP3 is done. We're back. Got my oil pan swapped out, and the atmospheric turbocharger drain line ran up in there. Got some trans lines put in, so I have to fabricate them out for the cooler. The CP3 is all the way back together. Still need to put the fan and stuff back in. Got my fast wiring all ready for the batteries to be charged and hooked up. So this is going to be it for me tonight. I'll be back after work tomorrow, Friday, and hopefully we can get this thing hopefully fired up. Got to charge the batteries. Hopefully they're good. If not, I'll get a set of batteries for it. We lack a trans cooler, oil, coolant. I'm not super concerned about to fire it off. A couple wiring things, and yeah. So hopefully this thing will be firing up tomorrow. So we will be back here shortly. And we're back. It's the next day. Got our transmission cooler mounted in a little bracket while it's at frame. So I still have got to put both fittings in here and here, attach my lines, and then we'll be able to fill this guy up with some fluids. Should be good. Got our oil pan swapped over to the one with the AN fitting welded in. So we are should be getting pretty close to firing this guy up. So I will catch back with you guys in a minute. Okay, it's a new day. Got a couple things buttoned up, and got this thing on the charger. So hopefully we're going to try and start this thing off. Mind you, there's no fuel in any of the lines or injectors. So we're going to see how this goes. All right, so it starts. Sounds good. Makes oil pressure. Yeah, I'm pretty excited. Still need waiting on our atmospheric turbo to show up. Turns out I made a mess with my oil setup for the turbo, but nevertheless, it starts, it runs, makes oil pressure. Yeah, I'm excited. So all right, it's been a minute. I actually went and took out some trash with this thing. It's in limp mode because I don't have a mass airflow sensor plugged in, but I got this back seat swapped out to a 15 and newer. Cleaned up the carpet in the back. Gave this thing a nice quick rinse down. Now we're going to be waiting on the Atmo turbo. So once that shows up, we should be fairly well ready to get this thing on the road. Just got to sort that out, and no leaks. Makes good oil pressure. Seems to be running fine. So once I get the compound turbo here, put that in, and get it plumbed in, we should be getting pretty close to test driving this guy. So I still have a couple little odds and ends, a couple airlines for the airbags out back to finish up, but that's probably going to do it for this one. So thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment on what you guys think this thing might make for some power numbers, and we'll see you guys in the next one.